They told him he was a failure, that he would never amount to anything, that his dreams were just that. Dreams. But what they didn't know was that he was about to prove them all wrong. This is the story of a man who refused to accept defeat. A man who started with nothing, faced rejection after rejection, and still found a way to succeed. If you've ever felt like the odds were stacked against you, like no one believed in you, this story is for you. Because sometimes the greatest comebacks start in the lowest moments. Imagine waking up every morning with no money, no support, and no direction. That was Daniel's life. He had dropped out of college, had no job, and was drowning in debt. His friends had moved on. His family had lost faith in him. He felt like the world was closing in, like he had no way out. For months, he applied to job after job, and for months, he got nothing but rejection emails, or worse, silence. The people around him told him to just get a normal job, that his dreams of making something for himself were unrealistic, that he was wasting his time. But Daniel wasn't like everyone else. He refused to believe that his life was meant to be average. He knew there had to be another way. So, instead of accepting defeat, he decided to change his approach. He started waking up at 4 a.m. reading books on business and personal development. He studied the habits of successful people. He listened to every podcast, watched every interview, absorbed every piece of knowledge he could find. And then, he took a leap of faith. He started his own business. With no money, no experience, and no one to guide him, he put everything he had into making it work. He knocked on doors. He made cold calls. He sent hundreds of emails. And what did he get in return? More rejection. More people telling him no. More doors slammed in his face. At one point, he had $50 left in his bank account. He could either use it to buy groceries or invest it into his business. He chose his business. That night, he went to bed hungry, but he didn't stop. Weeks passed, then months, and then finally something changed. One person said yes, then another and another. The momentum started to build. The same people who ignored him before. They were now reaching out to him. The same doors that were slammed in his face, they were now opening. And then it happened. The breakthrough moment. One opportunity, one deal, one client that changed everything. His business took off. What once seemed impossible was now his reality. Daniel didn't just succeed, he proved every doubter wrong. He didn't do it because he was lucky. He didn't do it because he had connections. He did it because he refused to quit. Because he believed in himself when no one else would. And that's the truth about success. It's not about where you start. It's about how badly you want it. It's about pushing forward when every part of you wants to give up. Your story isn't over yet. Your struggle isn't permanent. Right now, you might be in the hardest chapter of your life, but that just means the best part is still coming. If this story inspired you, don't stop here. Keep going, keep fighting, and watch what happens next.